I'm Greg Conlon. I'm running for the U.S. Senate just like these other gentlemen and ladies, and I say it's quite an experience. This is an awfully big state, and I've run it twice already. I ran in 2002 for state treasurer and got 4 million votes in the primary and the general, and then I ran again 2 years ago in the 2014, where I got 1.5 million votes in primary and 3 million in the general. So the one thing I have that none of the other candidates have is name recognition. And the reason is I've been in 53 counties twice, selling myself and my name just like I'm trying to do today. So, I mean, I think that's why I have an advantage. A poll came out yesterday of all 35 candidates, the first poll that they've had, and I was one of the top 2 Republicans, and there's 10 Republicans running. So I think my name recognition helps me, but I think my message is also very important. And I'm sorry. Gregory Conlon, running for U.S. Senate. We don't want to forget that. That's the name recognition that I pray that everybody will remember. But you know, what I'm going to do if I'm elected, why I'm running, is first to create jobs. Our state is really struggling. You know, you take away Silicon Valley and you have Greece. The LA base in the last 20 years has got 0 increase in jobs. 0. So it's really sad. And I think the reason is that we're too much regulation and too much people not recognizing that you've got to have private enterprise do things rather than public enterprise. So, you know, that's my pitch is to first have tax incentives to bring $2 trillion that's sitting in Europe and overseas back to the United States with the condition that they create jobs with that $2 trillion. That's 1 to 2 million jobs. And most of that's in California, because most of the corporations that have that money overseas are again sitting in Silicon Valley. Google, Microsoft, Facebook, all those corporations have over $1 trillion sitting in Europe, and the other corporations, there's $2 trillion in total. We need to bring that back with reducing the tax rate to 5% instead of 35%, only on the condition that they create the jobs. If they don't create the jobs, they don't get the taxes. My second issue is immigration. It's not only killing our country, but it's killing our state. And I want to start at the bottom of my 5 points. And I've got a press release over here that covers my points in detail. But the one I'm most passionate about is the university system. California has, you know, 4 primary jewels. It's entertainment, it's education, it's Silicon Valley, and agriculture. And you know, already the entertainment industry, there are no movies made in California. They're all made in other cities and other states. And so the only thing that you're getting in California now is TV shows and commercials. All the big production is outside the state. And in the university system, we've got 20,000 students coming in from overseas or out of state that are taking the top jobs or the top slots in UC Berkeley, UCLA, UC San Diego. We've got to stop that. We're going to try and do a demonstration next week in Sacramento to wake up the legislature. They've cut the funding for the university system by 1/3, and yet they've increased the prisons by 92%. They've increased the K through 12 and K through 14 by, you know, the 2.9 trillion, $1 billion last year, and they're giving UC system 25 million and the state system 25 million. So they're just giving the higher education token money, and they're spending all the money on the K through 12, and which is a good place, but you've got to have balance. If we lose our university system, we lose the roots of our state. And at the rate we're going, because the legislature will not provide money, and the only connection as a U.S. Senator I would have is on student visas. The student visas would have to be issued on one condition, that there are no California students that have a better GPA or SAT to take that slot. Because these foreign students are coming in, taking slots when we have students in California with better grade point averages, better SAT scores, and it's a disgrace. I mean, we're selling away our crown jewels for less than 6% of the budget. because the money that they're getting is only 6% of the budget, and it's just ridiculous. But that's the one, and probably the one I'm most passionate about. But on the other immigration issues, the first one is, you know, 40% of the illegals, about 5 million, came into this country legally. They came in on student visas or they came in on work visas. And they just didn't leave. And nobody told them, hey, your visa's up. You either renew it or you get out of here. And that's what I would advocate. I mean, it's not rocket science. We're not depriving anybody of their children or anything else. They came in and had a deal, as Mr. Trump would say. The deal was you can stay here for a certain period of time. That time is up. Now it's time to leave. Otherwise, between the foreign students at the university system who are taking jobs, mainly in Silicon Valley, the high-tech jobs, are away from our high school students. But these people that came in on the work visas are taking the jobs. For the same students who graduated from the university systems are not getting it. So I mean, we're just laying back and not doing anything when they're taking away the crown jewel of California, our university system. And that will be my number one priority. And we're going to try and do a demonstration a week from Wednesday in Sacramento. If we can get enough people to support it, I'll be leading. So that's my passion, and I think that that's my number one priority. Now, as far as the illegals that came in illegally, that have children here who were born here, that is the most difficult one. And I know there's going to be a difference of opinion in the room, but my solution to this is that you should let the parents stay until the children are adults, probably 18 or 19 years old. Then the parents have to leave or become citizens under a legal process. So I think that there's, you know, you got to have compassion to some degree. That you don't want to take the children who are here legally and force them to go to a country they've never been in. So it's a tough call, and I'm not saying that I'd be absolute right on that, but that's my solution to the ones that have legal children here and illegal parents. But we've got to do something because they're taking, the illegals are taking our jobs away, and we're spending money on them for welfare and health care that we could be using for the university system, of nothing else, but a lot of other things that we can do to help our state survive and to grow. I mean, the economy's got to grow, not with public projects, but with private projects. So bringing that money back from Europe, spending the money will create jobs, will get the economy going, and get our state more profitable and more exciting to work in. Now, as far as my background personally, you know, I grew up in a small town in Utah. I worked in a lead and zinc smelter for 7 years, put myself through college, and then I went in the Air Force and flew large cargo planes, flying missiles from Long Beach to Europe right after the Korean War. But you know, I've got a military background. I was a CPA with a large accounting firm for over 30 years, and then Governor Wilson appointed me to the PUC, the California PUC, and I served as president for 2 years and the commissioner for 6 years. He appointed me to the California Transportation Commission for 3 years. So I've got the public sector experience, I've got the private sector experience, and I spent 12 years with a senior citizen nonprofit in San Francisco where we took care of the social service needs of 20,000 seniors, and we fed 1,000 seniors a day in San Francisco. So, you know, I've got the blending of the private sector, public sector, and the nonprofit. So I think I can represent California. We need a Republican senator. A Democratic senator from California is worthless when you've got a Republican Senate, a Republican Congress, and a Republican president. So we've got to have a Republican senator. Otherwise, California's not going to be represented. I mean, Feinstein and Boxer, right now they're sitting looking at each other because they have no power, none. They were both chairman of committees. Boxer left, I'm sure, because she realized that she's got no influence. And she's going back and forth every week and taking a lot of her energy, so she's retiring, and that's why we've got a chance to win. That's why we need a Republican, and that Republican should be Greg Conlon for the U.S. Senate. Thank you very much.